Over the course of the last decade, many of our troops have seen heavy combat action and returned home with serious injuries. For those that have survived the atrocities of war, moving on to the next chapter can be an overwhelming proposition. Retired Staff Sergeant Samuel Brown was medically retired due to injuries that he suffered while serving in Iraq. He is a Chevrolet everyday hero, and today we take a closer look at his story. When retired Staff Sergeant Samuel Brown enlisted in the United States Army, he was following a lifelong dream and continuing a family legacy.
With my father, looking up to him, doing 3 tours in Vietnam, he was my biggest idol, still is today. And just watching him and seeing him come through the ranks, that was probably my biggest challenge, is to try to emulate him, not specifically in his field, but just to carry on a tradition.
Despite receiving the best training in the world, Sergeant Brown was overwhelmed by fighting an unconventional enemy in hostile foreign territory.
From the onset till the first one in Iraq, to my last one in Iraq, to Afghanistan, all completely different. Just watching each one was absolutely nuts. From Diwania to Fallujah to Tel Afar, Baghdad, each one was crazy in some aspects. Others were so surreal, you just couldn't tell you were in a combat zone.
Going on countless missions with danger all around led to a day that still remains vivid in his mind. As part of a convoy escort on its way to help out a National Guard unit that had been pinned down in a firefight, Sergeant Brown's vehicle rolled over an IED that cost one soldier his life and put Brown in the hospital with multiple injuries.
That day, for me, is a nightmare. It's something that I live day in and day out. I still hear the metal crunching. I still smell the gunpowder. I still feel the heat. I still feel some sort of responsibility for the soldier that was lost. A lot of the headaches that I have, for me, it's just it's a constant hell.
Those headaches were the result of a major concussion. The repercussions of his injuries have been many. Since that time, he has experienced seizures and debilitating headaches that have puzzled his doctors.
The best answer we've gotten so far, it's a spark on the brain that they can't catch. And that's coming from my neurologist in Topeka. And he's gotten it from multiple per week down to 1 or 2 per month, which is fantastic.
Sam's daily battle has been made easier with the help of his wife, Ann. However, she is fighting a battle of her own. Earlier this year, she was diagnosed with cancer. Their situation can be overwhelming at times, so the Kansas City area Chevy dealers stepped in to help. In partnership with the Military Warriors Support Foundation and the world champion Kansas City Royals, the Brown family experienced a night they'll never forget. They gratefully accepted an invitation to a home game, thinking that they would be part of a military appreciation night. What they didn't know was in between innings, they would be awarded the keys to a brand new 2015 Chevy Malibu.
The family they really thought that they were here for Military Appreciation Night. And so as we were going up the stairs and getting ready to go out on the field, they handed me the key to hold on to. And so walking out there with that key all covered up, I was just thinking to myself, oh my gosh, they are in for a huge surprise. They have no idea.
Blown away. I was still flabbergasted. I had no idea you guys kept so sneaky secrets, but I had no clue. Even when I was on the field, I had to ask Tammy what just happened. She was like, you got a car? And I'm like, what?
I tell you, meeting Sam Brown by itself was just an exceptional evening. What a guy. And I had a chance to meet his wife as well and daughter. And when you think about the sacrifices that people make, and for him to be in Fallujah, for him to be in Afghanistan, it was an honor for me to meet him.
That's a huge weight lifted off of our shoulders. It's above and beyond a humbling feeling. They kept one heck of a secret Probably the best one I know of. Especially for not only them, but also the Royals organization to lend a hand as well. It's awesome.
Stay with us. When we return, we'll have more stories on some of our country's most courageous soldiers. When Chevrolet Everyday Heroes Come Home continues.